All right, let's talk about a real hero inside every single one of us. It's an organ that works around the clock 24/7 with no days off. And no, it's not your heart and it's not your brain.
So, let me ask you this. If you had to pick just one organ as your body's MVP, the one that's doing the most varied, the most critical work, who would you pick?
You know, the answer for most people isn't the obvious one. We think of the brain as our command center, right? And the heart as the engine. But the liver is this sprawling, multi-talented superstar that pretty much makes everything else possible. It's the ultimate utility player.
I mean, just look at this job description. It's kind of overwhelming, isn't it? Bile production, detox, metabolism, immune function, it's juggling a dozen massive jobs at the same time. So to make sense of this, let's group all these tasks into 3 core departments: the processing plant, the defense system, and the support hub.
Okay, first up, let's think of the liver as a master processing plant. This is mission control for pretty much everything you eat and drink. It all gets sorted, refined, and distributed right here.
So it all starts with managing your energy. Your liver is basically your body's central bank for sugar. After you eat, all that glucose hits your bloodstream. The liver grabs what's not needed right away and squirrels it away for later. Then, maybe a few hours pass and you need an energy boost. Boom! The liver makes a withdrawal and releases that stored energy right back into your system to keep you humming along.
It's also a protein factory, constantly building vital things like plasma proteins. But honestly, one of its most incredible jobs is waste management. As your body uses protein, it creates a really toxic byproduct, ammonia. The liver swoops in, grabs that toxin, and converts it into harmless urea that you can get rid of. Without that step, things would get dangerous fast.
And of course, there's fat. The liver is a pro at breaking it down for energy. It also makes cholesterol, which I know gets a bad rap, but it is absolutely essential for building healthy cells. The liver's job is to make just the right amount and then package it up into these little transport vehicles called lipoproteins to ship it exactly where it needs to go.
So the liver is a factory, but that's only part of the story. Let's move on to its next major role, because it's also your body's ultimate defense system. It's your #1 guardian.
This might be one of its most famous gigs, detoxification. Every drop of blood leaving your stomach and intestines has to pass through the liver first. Think of it like a security checkpoint at an airport. The liver is the sophisticated filter, pulling out and neutralizing toxins from food, breaking down medications, and processing alcohol before any of it can get into your main circulation. It's just this constant, incredible purification process.
And you know, it's not just a passive filter. The liver has its own internal security force. Seriously, they're these specialized immune cells called Kupffer cells, and their whole job is to patrol the blood flowing through, actively hunting down and destroying any bacteria, viruses, or other junk they find.
Okay, department number 3. Let's look at the liver as the body's critical support hub. This is where it handles all the essential background services, the logistics that keep the whole system running like a well-oiled machine. Now for one of its most famous products, bile. It's pretty simple. Without bile, your body just can't digest fat. The liver produces this stuff constantly, and it gets stored in the gallbladder, ready to go after you eat. It's literally the key that unlocks all the crucial nutrients hidden inside the fats in your food. The liver is also your body's personal warehouse. It stores a strategic reserve of critical vitamins and minerals. It holds on to iron so you can make red blood cells. It stocks vitamin A for your vision, vitamin D for your bones, and it releases them into your system precisely when and where they're needed.
It's also a master hormone regulator. See, hormones are like powerful messengers, but after they deliver their message, their signal needs to be turned off. That's the liver's job. It breaks down hormones like insulin and cortisol after they've done their work, which prevents a buildup that could throw your entire body completely out of whack.
And finally, here's a job you are thankful for every single time you get a paper cut. Your liver produces the essential proteins, the clotting factors, that allow your blood to actually form a scab and stop bleeding. Without them, even the smallest little cut could be a really big problem.
So we've seen the liver as a processing plant, a defender, and a support hub. Let's just take a step back and bring this all together.
Think about what we just covered. A sophisticated factory that manages fuel and waste. An elite defense system that guards you from toxins. A critical support hub that stores vitamins and balances hormones. 3 enormous complex operations, all being run at the same time by one single organ. That, right there, is the incredible power of the liver.
So the next time you think about your liver, just remember those 3 key roles.
It's the processor, managing all your body's resources, it's the defender, protecting you from harm, and it's the supporter, keeping everything in perfect balance. It really is a biological powerhouse.
And that leads us to one last really important question. This single organ does all of this heroic work every single day without a break. So what happens to your whole system when the hero finally gets tired? That's definitely something worth thinking about. Thanks for joining this explainer.